Good morning, class 10. I guess you all are doing great, fine. Happy. This is very abnormal, right? Every video I start, I say, I guess you are doing all fine, great, fine. You have to do good. So you have to take care of yourselves, you have to take care of your parents. Parents are going to take care of you, so it's a vice versa thing. So every time saying the same old thing does not mean. You say, you're not kids. Have you eaten food? Have you drank water? Have you been to the toilet? Go and sleep. Did you sleep properly? No, not all this. It's normal. You are already disciplined. You have to just go with it. You are going with the flow. So we'll come back to Annie Frank about the diary part which we were talking. And what is this actually a diary? See, I'm not going into the story right away. It's not a story. It's a true story actually. How people have been tortured at that time. At last she had to go into a concentration camp. Thank God and pray to God that you are not in a concentration camp today. We are not in a concentration camp. We are only in a pandemic. So think about the people who are not able to eat. Think about the people who are dying, and we are safe, and we are still complaining it's a pandemic, it's lockdown. Right? So take it, see it in a positive way. Okay, tell me one thing. Don't tell me. You won't be able to tell me. So during this pandemic, was there any even one day that you didn't eat food? Your parents provided you food, right? There was food in the house. You were able to sleep. You are able to play your PUBG, which is stopped now. I am very happy. I am damn happy. Because you were wasting your parents' money, you are wasting the battery of your phone, and you are wasting the energy. You are wasting the time for your brain to grow in something better. Inheritance. Everyone is born with an inheritance, so you're not using it in the right way. So it's not only for class 10, it's for the general issue, I'm telling you. Don't take it personally. We have to culture our brain into a better thing. So who can tell us about it? Father, mother, family. What is struggle? How have we faced issues in life? It's not only Annie Frank. We must know what people face. Then only we will come to know the essence of the story. By the time we finish, you will not need to read it the second time. You will know what is it all about. It's not about reading Nazism or Germany going into Netherlands and attacking and people facing problems. Why were they facing problems? People have always faced problems. Why are you not facing problems? Have you ever thought that we are not facing problems? What is the reason? How they must have faced. Oh, diary. Oh, also I can write, no problem. How many times have I played PUBG? Write down the diary and show it to me when the school opens. Give me your PUBG diary information. I'll tell you how much time you have wasted in your life. I also play. When in my school days, I used to also play. I used to take my cycle and go around. Go long places to play cricket, football, everything. I am dark. I was much more darker. I was like a scarecrow, like a total crow color, every day going around with the cycle. There were no mobiles at that time. I used to utilize my time in different things. Lot of different things I've done. Go fishing, go playing football, playing cricket, or going for a cycle tour. Just going with a cycle into a jungle and sitting there and eating food and again coming back. Alone I have done it. I've enjoyed the serenity and the culture and the nature. I had one friend. He passed away also. So I used to go with him. I used to take him around everywhere. Wherever I used to go, I used to tell him, come on, let's go. I used to provide food, everything. I used to not put him into trouble. If I'm going out somewhere, I'll tell him, come on, get ready. So he has to think, but do I have money or not? I said, don't worry about those things. I'll take care of it. You just be with me. You've done different things. We never wasted time. Okay. So we must know why people have faced this. Why did Annie Frank write this diary? What is the reason for writing a diary? It's not only writing it. There are reasons. One small reason I'll give you. Small reason. Suppose I am looking for a friend. Maybe a girl, maybe a boy, maybe a man, maybe a lady, maybe a older person, anyone, maybe a small child. So I'll be expecting something in my friend, right? What does a girl before she gets married, when she comes to that marriage age, she thinks that I want that type of husband. Either she sees her father's ideology in her husband or not. Is my husband like my father? Okay, that he's like that. That means he's going to love me. He's going to take care of me. We see that. We feel secure. Again, parents have come in between. So parents are the most important pillar in your life. Your pillar of democracy is your parents. But how you use your democracy, that's up to you. Right? So we look for that friend. When we don't get one, start writing a diary. That is your best friend. It will never put you down. It will give you all the information you give. You don't have to go out. You don't have to spend time anything. If your mood is off, you'll write it down. Okay, fine. Dear diary, how are you doing today? Everything was great. What did you do? Oh, you were sleeping in the cupboard. I took you out. Sorry to disturb you. That's a great thing. Come on, let me tell you what I did the whole day. So you're sharing with that person. You're thinking that that's a person. Not bad. It's very normal. It's the height of normalcy. Instead of talking to a friend, going into other thoughts, fighting. But when you're writing your thoughts, you have that knowledge. It's a logbook type which you can again open up and see what is your faults, what are your... Suppose you have done something wrong. Okay, today I did this. Next thing someone in your parents said this is wrong. Again you come and write it down. What I did was wrong. Why was it wrong? You wrote it down. After 10 days you go to do that same thing. Oh my God, yes, I did that. It was wrong. I'll not do it. Let me see what happened while doing it. Okay, you go back. Okay, this thing happened. So you do it again and something else happens. You write that down also. So as many times you are making a mistake, you are writing it down, and those many times when you are going to do the next thing, you are not doing these three things. That means you are improving on your mistakes also. That's how you grow. But in Annie Frank's case, it did not happen like that. It was a mere torture. It was a mere setback in her life of a person being bounded up. Freedom was not there. She was a German, born Jewish girl. Now Jews are from the religion culture of Judaism, and they are actually from Jerusalem mostly. Israelis, and they are that basically they are from Israel. Keep it inside your mind. Jews are from Israel. I don't want to go into Jews too much. Then it will get into another religious lecture. German Jewish girl. So what happened? What was the cause? Netherlands. So again, Dutch comes in. 12th June 1929 to February or March, whatever, 1945. Small kid. Was a German Dutch diarist of Jewish origin. One of the most discussed human being during that Holocaust or a Holocaust. The spelling of Holocaust is Holocaust. So it will be pronounced as HOLU, Holocaust. Cast will come down, the U becomes silent. The U comes in place of that O. The O is actually silent. Holocaust. Now we don't use words like Holocaust everywhere. The Holocaust is also known as the Shoah. It was the World War word of the European Jews between 1941 to 1945. When Germany occupied Europe, World War II, they murdered 6 million people, around 2/3 of the Europe's Jewish population. That is a Holocaust. I have heard some people using the words uselessly, but this word is very tough and it's very pathetic. It's got a lot of blood. It's got a lot of history around this word. We just cannot use this word Holocaust. Okay. That is dangerous to use it. Just, it's not because, oh, it's a word, let's use it, Holocaust. There was a fight in Muzaffarpur, 2 people died. What a Holocaust happened? No. 6 million people, you just can't count it with 2. With 2 people's blood, you just cannot decide that word for 6 million people. You know what I'm trying to tell you. There are words where English words have to be used in the right places. It has got rightful meanings. We just cannot use, just because I use the word Holocaust. Oh, what good English, he's using good words. I've given you links to, where to use what. It's not what you use, it's how you use it, in which place you're using it, into what contrast. English is like that. It's not just I use the word and I think I'm great guns. No, I'm not great in English as well. I also don't know the words where to use it sometimes. I go into blasphemy sometimes. I think, what's going on? I'm doing the wrong thing. I shouldn't use the words. Before I use, I should think. Before I speak, I should think what I'm going to speak. This tongue is very dangerous. It betrays me all the time. So it's better to be quiet. When someone says something wrong, I don't react. I said, okay, fine, it's good, you are right. But using words is not. Holocaust is a word for mass killing, dangerously, unarmed people. Okay. She gained fame with the publication of her book, or the diary of a young girl. It was first in Dutch. English was the secret annex. Annex is a next door building, or the same building in another part of it, in which she documents her life in hiding from 1942 to 1944, during the German occupation of Netherlands in the World War II. Now this became the world's best known books and has been the basis for several plays and films. Just imagine how pathetic was that time of Anne Frank in isolation. With few people she was there. Despite being neutral, Netherlands was always invaded by the Nazi Germany. Hitler didn't like the Jews. Why he didn't like, I don't want to go into it. After bombing Rotterdam, the Dutch forces surrender when Rotterdam was bombed. The royal family somehow went away to London. She was born in Frankfurt, Germany. I have been to Frankfurt also. It's the largest city of Germany. Awesome place. I had been in 84. Germany is the Central Europe. She lived most of her life rather near and inside Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam is the capital and the most top-class city of Netherlands. It's called the Venice of the North. And Netherlands, as you know, It was informally Holland. Is a country primarily located Western Europe, partly in the Caribbean. Europe consists of 12 provinces, Germany in the east and Belgium to the south. Okay. And she had moved with her family at the age of 4.5 when the Nazis gained control over Germany. Born a German national, she lost her citizenship in 1941 and thus became stateless. Because she was a Jew. They are called refugees. They do not. The law will not listen to them. By May 1940, Annie Franks were trapped in Amsterdam by the German occupation of Netherlands. As persecutions of the Jew population increased in July, Franks had to go into hiding because Jews were being killed. They were murdering Jews. Unprecedented scale. It was on a massacre, Holocaust. Europe and European North Africa, the massive scale of the Holocaust which happened during the World War II greatly affected the Jewish people. It was not a nightmare, it's actually a Holocaust. What is the actual meaning? Deadly. They had to go into hiding. Increased in July 1942. This action increased. In some concealed rooms they went into hiding behind a bookcase in the building where Annie's father, Otto Frank, worked. Annie Frank's house was a writer's house. It was a biographical museum dedicated to the Jewish wartime diarist Annie Frank. This building is located on the canal called the Prinsgracht, close to the Westerluck in central Amsterdam in Netherlands. Behind a bookcase, in the building where Annie father's friend Otto Frank worked. They have shelves, you can move the shelf and there is a place between, again you pull the shelf, it looks like a bookshelf, but you are at the back. Concealed room, imagine. From then until the family's arrest by the Gestapo in August 1944, she kept a diary she had received as a birthday present and wrote it regularly. It was a blank diary which she got for her gift. The Gestapo was the secret police force. They had made a secret police force, like the INA or the NSI or the FBI, they have these agents. When they got arrested. They got arrested in 1944. Four years they were in that place. In October 9, when actually what happened, she received as a birthday present. Following their arrest, the Franks were transported to a concentration camp in October or November 1944. Concentration camps are, you are put inside there, you are supposed to work. They torture you, they don't give you proper food, no bathrooms, no toilets, just dangerous. Annie and her sister Margaret were transferred from Auschwitz to Bergen-Belsen concentration camp, where they died, probably of typhus fever or something which they had a few months later. They were originally estimated by the Red Cross to have died in March, which, with the Dutch authorities setting 31st March as their official deaths. But the other people say that she died in February. Margaret Betty Frank was the elder daughter of Otto Frank and Edith Frank, and the elder sister of Annie Frank. Margot's deportation order from the Gestapo hastened that Frank family into hiding. According to Annie, her sister also kept a diary, but the diary was not traceable. There was a betrayal. Something happened, which we will come to that. They were transferred to another concentration camp from their parents. Now, Bergen was another concentration camp. It's in the northern Germany. Concentration camps, how can I explain? They're wired, they're small rooms, together there'll be 100 people, they'll make you work, they'll give you less to eat. The only survivor was Otto Frank, the father. Returned to Amsterdam after the war to find that her diary had been saved by his secretary, Miep Gies. Herman Miep Gies was one of the Dutch citizens who hid Annie Frank, her family and 4 other Dutch Jews from the Nazis in an annex above Otto Frank's business premises during the World War II. She was Austrian by birth, but in 1920, at the age of 11, she was taken in as a foster child, whatever. And these efforts led to its publication in 1947. It was translated in English in 1952 and published, The Diary of a Young Girl, and since translated in 70 languages. What actually happened? What was the early life? How things took place? We'll come back in the next video.